a very brief introduction. Remember, our today's event is on unveiling the mystery of what people have known so much as Bitcoin, but we've just brought together the little terminology, the cryptocurrency, unveiling the mystery of cryptocurrency. And Bitcoin, of course, always carries the day when we mention about cryptocurrency and issues with investment. I believe this is going to be a very informative session. So, and from the introduction, there was this question. It started with a question that do cryptocurrencies present a real and a concrete investment opportunity or just a bubble? So, and something about cryptocurrencies is that they don't respond to traditional financial and banking systems. Nevertheless, they are assets you can invest in, buy, resell, and in the case of most popular virtual currencies used to perform transactions, like the real cash. So that's about the cryptos. And when I was asking myself about all this, because there's too much that is not very clear about cryptocurrencies and what you can do, then I was following some series on crypto currency things. And that's how I came across the guest that we have today, Mr. Mwakisha Maghanga. So I met this man during a presentation. I have attended his event 3 times. And all along, I was trying to see whether is this guy really answering the question that I've always asked. Later on, I was able to get in touch with him via Twitter. And those people who don't really embrace technology, I want to tell you, if you allow that gap to continue to grow, you'll be disconnected from resources, information, and very important things that would have otherwise taken your life to the next level very, very quickly. So he gave his Twitter handle and I followed him there and I really chased him until he responded very well. He also sent me some materials and later on we were able to talk even on phone, and that is how I was able to get him. So Mr. Mwakisha is the business development manager at Binance Kenya. He will tell us what Binance is. And he's also the founder of Top Block Solutions. Top Block is a blockchain and a cryptocurrencies education platform to educate most of the people who wants to interact more with this information. And remember, he's a former banker, having worked with several banks in Kenya, but now he's focused on the future of money and banking through technology. The reason as to why he is now into cryptocurrencies, of course, I believe is more diverse, but that is what we have him for today. So Binance is, in a very short description from the profile, a cryptocurrency marketplace, and it is the biggest cryptocurrencies trading exchange in volume globally. So guys, the person that we have today is a real business to us. And I want us to use him usefully in a good way. So I can see a few people here I need to mention. Lakimo from Nigeria, you are welcome. Let me just mention the guys outside Kenya. Emmanuel from Tanzania, were welcome. And there are others, of course, who have not refilled their nationality, but there's no problem. But I see Kopotso Mtwazi from South Africa and all that, Afande from UAE and all that. So that is what I know about Mwakisha, and I want you guys to be very attentive. So I don't want to take any more time. Allow me to bring on board our very able guest of the day. That is Mwakisha Maghanga. He will tell us more about himself and his journey with crypto and any other thing that I believe is going to be beneficial to us. So Mwakisha, please come on the stage. You are so much welcome, and it's such a privilege and honor to have you today. You're a big man, And to get people like you, sometimes it might take us forever. So we thank God for having you and giving us a chance to have you today.
Thank
Thank
you
you for
very much.
accepting our invitation. It was
All
within a
right.
very short span of time, but you very generously accepted to come. So please welcome on board, sir.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Mr. Nyaga, for having me here. And I hope you can hear me clearly.
Yes, we can hear you. You're very audible.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Yeah, so thank you so much for for the invitation and for having me to this particular forum today. And I'm actually extremely elated to be with you guys so that we can learn something new. The mind can learn anything. Okay, so the mind is wide. You can learn so much as much as you're open to learn, and it doesn't matter what level of age-wise you are. Yeah, what makes people not to learn is basically social conditioning, whereby what you have been told that you can't do, that's what you believe in, and then it blocks you from the new knowledge that you can always gain if in case you want to. So we are here to learn about cryptocurrencies, about blockchain technology, and about basically anything to do with blockchain. Okay, Bitcoin, cryptocurrency, and what these things are. So maybe I could just quickly just go through who I am. So my name is Mwakisha Maghanga. Okay, I know the second name is a bit tricky for many people, but it's just as simple as Mwakisha Maghanga. And um, I'm the business development manager for Binance Africa, based in Kenya, and basically I'm a banker by profession. Okay, so I started my career in banking since 2009. I've been in banking sector. All right, so almost 8 years. I left banking around 2017, and with different banks. So I've worked with several banks in Kenya, and by doing that, it has really helped me understand the aspect of money and how money works, and the details about finances basically. So in 2016, I attended a forum. It was at Radisson Blue, and it was called. It was basically a banking summit, and it was talking about the future of banking, digital banking, and all that. And something that I learned in that summit was it's coming a time whereby we will not have cashiers, will not have people at the banking halls. Okay, so the technology which was being displayed there, it really blew my mind. One of them was this cash deposit machine, whereby when you deposit cash on it, it does not, it actually counts the cash for you, and then it takes the money directly to your account, and it updates your bank balance. Now that was in 2016. So when I saw that, I was like, wow, that means in the next few years, like 5 years actually, maybe from now, we won't be having the tellers. Okay, we don't have tellers. So I went back to the bank and I told guys, you know what? I saw this, and basically the next 5-10 years, we won't be having tellers in the banking hall. We'll just go into a branch. Okay, we'll basically find some tabs there, some those machines. If you want to deposit, that's how you do it. And of course, by the way, it was quickly embraced. Okay, so we have these ATM machines whereby you can deposit your cash and stuff like that. But we're going to see bigger than that. Those ATMs are going to be in the banking halls and stuff like that, through what we're calling the artificial intelligence. So once you start seeing that, then you realize that the technology is moving, and it's moving very, very, very fast, and there's no stopping it. So I opened my mind to start learning, the future of these technologies. And around 2017, I left banking, and I started, digging deep into Bitcoin, cryptocurrencies, blockchain, and that's now what blew my mind. I was like, this is it, this is exactly what the future of money and banking is all about. So we're going to talk about that. And before we proceed, further, I will share my screen so that we can go through some slides. And for now, I'd like anyone who has any questions to just drop your. We're going to make this a bit more interactive, okay? Not just a lecture session, but it's going to be quite interactive. So if you have any questions, please just drop them on the chat box, and we'd like to get to answer the questions So my first question is to every one of you. Okay, by now I hope everybody has heard of the word Bitcoin. Okay, I hope so. I believe everyone has heard about the word Bitcoin. But the second question is, who has lost money through Bitcoin? Who has been scammed through Bitcoin? Or who thinks Bitcoin is a scam? Okay, who thinks Bitcoin is a scam? So that's exactly what we are going to learn today. Okay. So, like I explained, so up to 2017, when we now, now this is a bit of history about myself. So in 2017, we started now, digging deep into cryptos, and through digging deep, you end up, putting some money in the wrong places, and that's how you learned. Okay, we learned that some of these things are not real Bitcoin, some of these things are not the real crypto as they say there, some of them, so we'll talk about a bit of those. But around 2018, now that's where our journey of learning started. So we started digging really deep on the blockchain thing, really dug deep, understand the blockchain, try to attend conferences. You really have to give yourself time for anything that you really want to learn. So don't think this is just shallow knowledge. Okay, you really have to dig deep to get to the level of knowledge. Maybe for those who really want to take this thing seriously, I can say for a fact, you'll not learn everything today. Okay, you have to take a lot of time to dig deep on these things. Okay, you have to take time to keep learning, to keep digging, to keep researching, and all this. So you want today, I'm just giving you a rough overview, okay, of what this script, I'm just unveiling them is as the theme of the today's session is. You'll also know that it is something you need to learn. Okay, it's about time. And so we have done so much teaching across. We've done University of Nairobi, we've done Strathmore University, we've done a lot of forums across Kenya, and also other places across Africa. And I joined Binance in this year actually, and I've been with Binance since early this year. So I've been with Binance to just continue pushing these agenda of education, and Binance is focused in teaching people about cryptocurrencies. Okay, so I'll tell you about Binance and what it is. So if you do not have an account with Binance, please ensure that you will open an account today. Mr. Nyaga will be dropping a link on the chat section, okay, on the chat section, so that you have your account. Okay, you just open and click that link, open the account, your Binance account, okay, and then after that, and I'll give you some guidance at the end of the slides on what to do. Okay, but before we go deep, I think we need to start from where did everything get started? Where did all this originate from? Okay, so let's start the world of blockchain. So these slides, or rather this particular education, is brought to you courtesy of Binance Academy. Okay, so Binance, like I said, it's okay. Binance as a company, it's the biggest global cryptocurrency trading exchange in volume. Okay, and it's widely recognized for that. But as a company, it's also a big ecosystem as well. It has many branches on it and many other functions. So it has acquired other companies, so it's really a big cryptocurrency player, biggest player in cryptocurrency space. So blockchain space is big and it's keep growing every day. So Binance is playing a key role here also in ensuring that people have the right education and people learn the right things about cryptocurrencies and how to invest and so on. So Binance Academy is a branch of Binance as a company, and it's also in the focus of the same, pushing the education agenda. Okay, cool. So the world of blockchain, all right, the world of blockchain. So where did everything get started? Where did we start all this? So I can take you back in time, around 3500 BC. Okay, there was the wheel technology. Okay, the wheel technology, whereby the wheel was one of the biggest technology invented back in the day. Okay, so from the wheel technology, now most of you maybe don't know that long time ago, printing was a technology, or rather, books were rare. okay? Like it was very hard for you to find a printed material. And printed materials were only kept for the elite, okay, or for the rich. This was a luxury reserved for the rich only, okay, and this continued. Again, it was actually illegal for you to access any books, okay. You need to have some permission for you to access materials at the time. So only priests, the people who control the society, the lawyers, the government, could access knowledge. And then we moved quickly to the engine, okay, the engine around 1820s. And then, of course, from the engine, we went to the internet. Now, what is an internet? Okay, now actually, this is where the game changer started. We are here because of this, okay, and internet started around 1970s, early 1954. That's when the invention of internet started and so on. But around 1970, 70s, 79, there's so much now being researched on the internet. And one of the professionals at the time who did a big research on something which is going to be valuable on the internet is called Michael Ralph. So Michael Ralph came up with a concept of hashing. Okay, it's called a hashing concept. Now, his technology, you can write these things down in case you don't, you can research them later. Michael Ralph, you can research him later. Now, whatever he studied in 1979, whatever he came up with, whatever he wrote, the books he wrote about the Merkle concept, Merkle tree concept, it didn't make any sense to anybody all that time. Okay, it made no sense to anybody. But forget about Market Ralph. Let's talk about the internet. So, what was internet meant to do? Internet was meant to move information from one person to another person. Okay, simple. Just move information from one person to the other. Of course, it started with the military, whereby in case there is war, they're going to war. How do you communicate with everyone else in the field and so on? And that's the technology which grew to become the internet you're using today. So how did what is the internet actually? Who understands what the internet is? Internet is okay. People use this word internet, but the truth of the matter is nobody really thinks about it. Okay, these are the same technology like blockchain right now. Everybody's wondering what is this term. So back then, the word internet was so confusing to many people. But internet basically means information technology. That's why it's called IT, information technology. Okay, it's information technology. It enables movement of information from one party to another party easily. And it's through the internet that it has given birth to social media. Okay, it has given birth to social media. So now we have a lot of applications. We have Facebook, all these things, Google, all these things. And remember things like Google, Facebook, and so on. These things started recently, quite recent, guys. So they have not been around for a while, but actually, Facebook, it's a evolved technology from another particular technology which was there, particular applications actually, okay, which was there. So you need to understand that internet is a technology, okay? Internet is a technology which enabled people to build applications on top of it. One of those applications we've talked about is Facebook, we have Google, we have, and many other technologies being built on top of it. You can mention them, TikTok, all these social media platforms, okay? And all these, it's through internet that we have emails. It's through internet that we have, websites, people can build applications on top of the internet as a technology to be able to execute functions. So when you're using Google, you're using technology, or rather you're using a company which has built itself on top of the internet. It has built its products on top of the internet, okay, YouTube and so on. Okay, remember, it is during that same time when social media was coming, we had a lot of people saying these things are not real, they're going to rob you out. Remember also when M-Pesa was being launched in 2005. I don't know if you guys were conscious enough at the time, but that was a time when the internal security minister at the time was called Michuki. Okay, I don't know if you guys remember Michuki. Michuki scam people from their money from their phones. Okay, so it was during that time there was a lot of fights of M-Pesa. So that's the first guys who are at least aware at the time. Remember, even banks had gone to the court to block M-Pesa. But if you can notice right now is that banks are now making a lot of money through M-Pesa because you can't just fight technology. All right. Okay, quickly. So we now moved to blockchain. Okay, the technology that came after the internet is blockchain. So what is blockchain? What is blockchain? Remember, all this time we have not talked about Bitcoin. Okay, so blockchain, it's a technology that enables movement of value. Okay, movement of value from one person to another person. The internet enables movement of information. Okay, thanks to the internet, anyone anywhere can access information. Whether you are wherever, you just need to just plug yourself into a device. Okay, connect yourself to a device and you can learn anything you want to learn thanks to the internet. While remember, back in the days, for you to learn, you needed to go through channels, okay, of you to get information. Nowadays, even after like if you are if you're well technologized, if you can use that word, you can even educate yourself from zero. Like let's say a child is born and all the way to have them, make money thanks to the internet without them going to school. You can educate a child that way thanks to the internet. So it's through the internet that now we have another layer on top of the internet, which is called blockchain. So blockchain is another version of internet. Okay, it's another version of internet. So if I have to just briefly talk about McElrath. So McElrath came up with the concept of Merkle tree back in 1979, but that concept was never used. Okay, nobody understood it, but it was understood in 2008 and it was implemented at the time. Okay, we'll talk about that. So what are we going to learn, guys? What are we going to learn? What are we going to learn? We're going to learn what is money, what is fiat money, what is cryptocurrencies, what is Bitcoin, who created Bitcoin, what is blockchain, Bitcoin versus blockchain, Bitcoin versus fiat money. All right, Bitcoin versus fiat money. We'll also briefly learn about Bitcoin mining, cryptocurrency wallets, blockchain and use cases, remittances, money supply chain, healthcare, and so on. And also learn about Binance Academy and Binance ecosystem. Okay, we learn about that. Like I said, this is just to just open up your mind so that we can now start digging deep. This is going to be a very small percentage of your knowledge to blockchain and cryptocurrencies. And before you invest in any cryptocurrency, please make sure you learn so much and do a lot of research. Okay, nobody should tell you to put your money where you don't understand what it is. And remember also, I think we need to add a slide here, Bitcoin scams. So just to tell you quickly, Bitcoin is not those things going outside there telling you to put your money and then you'll be receiving some profits every week, every month, every day. Those are scams now. Okay, now those are scams in the name of Bitcoin. So what happens is that someone just creates a platform and then they say, this is how, they teach you about Bitcoin by the way. They tell you when Bitcoin started, and then you get excited. You're like, wow, this is the future. Then now you go put your money there. Okay, you open your account, you put your money in such a platform, and then you start earning some money on maybe daily, maybe weekly for a short period of time. But when you're investing in those particular platforms, remember, they usually tell you we have to buy Bitcoin. Okay, so what you don't understand is that you are actually buying Bitcoin to give to that particular platform. Okay, you are buying a valuable asset, giving it to someone, and then they tell you they'll be paying you some money. So of course in that platform you'll be seeing some dollars, and then they tell you if you want to withdraw, you can only withdraw to your Bitcoin wallet, and there are some restrictions. So of course they don't even they might make you maybe withdraw once or twice, okay, so that you can think it is real. But after some time, once they have now collected enough Bitcoins from people, then they close that particular site. So what happens is that that's someone being scammed in the name of Bitcoin. Okay, so they close that particular site, and then boom, they are gone with your money. Okay, and many people money. So people start saying, "Oh, Bitcoin is a scam." No, Bitcoin is not a scam. You have been scammed in the name of Bitcoin. Just like gold. Everybody knows gold is real. But why do you have someone tell you, "Go buy gold and put it in this company"? Okay, and then we will be giving you some percentage of gold every day of your gold as we trade it. Why should you do that? Why can't you have the gold in your own self? And why can't you learn yourself to trade your own gold? Okay, if it goes up, you can sell. If it goes down, you can buy back, and so on. That's exactly what we talk about in cryptocurrency. Do not allow anyone to store anything for you. Okay, cryptocurrency and blockchain is a decentralized technology. Everybody is a bank of their own. You should be able to store your own cryptos and your own money. So I had to start with that, so I had to bring you to a context that this is not about those scams we keep talking about outside there. Like even as we speak, there's another one maybe going on next door, okay? And maybe your friend is going to send you a link after this. All those are scams. There are too many, and scams are louder because they usually go through this MLM model, whereby if you bring someone, the person who has brought you makes money from the commission. He makes commission from the money which you put in. So people work hard to bring more people, and that's why scams are usually a bit louder than the real crypto. Because in crypto, you like right now, I've told you guys to open accounts. Okay, I'm not going to benefit in anything later. Okay, I'm just doing my job in teaching. All right. So the thing is, it's very important to understand these things so that you don't fall a prey. Okay, cool. Let's dump in. Let's dive in quickly. So what is money? What is money? Here we'll go a bit faster because I believe you all understand what is money. Money is a tool of exchange. Money is a tool to exchange value. Okay, it's a tool to exchange value. It's an object. Any object by there can be used as money. For example, little kids, when you are young, guys, I believe we are maybe mature enough right now, but when we are young, remember we used to have those. I don't know if you got what you guys call them, but in our locality we call them gololi. Okay, gololi, those small balls. I think they are quite, I don't know, they're glass-like. Okay, when you have many of them, I think you are rich. Okay, you control the crowd at that time. You can tell people, hey, now let's go. People will follow you because you have more gololis. And there's a way also to win more. There are games you're playing at the time. So any object can be used as money. You can give anything value. Like I can tell you for a fact, your paper money, which you have, has no value. Okay, that's the truth. The money you have has no value. The value is in the trust with the people. So people are the ones who say, okay, this thing is valuable. Let's agree that we can use it to exchange value among each other. Okay, that's a debate for another day. Okay, you need to learn about the history of money and how money came about. Remember, initially there was no paper money which was developed, and how initially money also was backed by gold and so on. But they removed all those backings, and the papers we have around, they're just valueless. It's only that we have trust in them. The society has agreed and trusted that this has value, right? Value is a shared belief. Okay, yeah, here it is. The value is a shared belief. So if you agree that this has value, then that is it. Everybody has agreed, and so anyone can form their any value and make it valuable. So what is fiat money? So fiat money, okay, fiat money is the paper money which is issued by government, okay? Is the paper money which is issued by governments. Also, it's a legal tender that replaced gold and other commodities. So initially there was gold, okay, we all know that, but which was used to exchange value. But after they realized that they can store this gold and issue people a piece of papers, then okay, so this is how it came about. Let me quickly explain how paper money came. So initially, the goldsmiths used to hold a lot of gold, okay? And anyone who has depository in the goldsmith who used to get a sort of a receipt. So this receipt, you can go and somewhere and say, hey, me, I have a lot of gold. I have a receipt from the goldsmith, and I want to buy your land, or I want you to give me your wealth. And then the person looks at the receipt like, well, okay, this makes sense. This guy has so much gold with the goldsmith. I can go back. If I own his receipt, then I can go to the goldsmith and I get his gold. So I can give him the value that he wants. Maybe it's land, whatever it is. Okay, and then it is through that then people now started, these receipts were a bit rare. Okay, so people could start cutting them into pieces for the particular asset that you want to buy. So if maybe you want to buy a small part, you can, and then when you go to the goldsmith, you can redeem that particular part of the receipt with this particular portion of the gold that you want. So can't you see, are you seeing where now the banking thinking came from? So that's how Mao Bank's idea was originated. Also, are you seeing how money came from? So they now started printing these papers of money. These goldsmith guys actually started printing a lot of these papers of money and giving them to some of them. They didn't even have gold, but because maybe they had a position in the society, they were maybe government controlling, all religious leaders and so on. They were given a lot of these receipts, so they could supply to the society, and people could use those receipts to buy and so on. Anyway, that is how maybe quickly paper money came. And of course, initially, like the dollar, which was the dominant currency of the global world, had actually been pegged in gold. Okay, so every dollar which you have, every dollar, there was maybe $20, there was 20 carats of gold somewhere at some point in time. Okay, but as more people now adopted this dollar, and also as more people returned the dollar for their gold, then the government started getting scared that they don't even have enough gold reserve to back up the claim that every dollar is backed up by gold. Okay, and also they felt that they will lose a lot of value to the people. So around 2013, that's when now they removed the pegging of gold to the dollar. So the dollar now became piece of paper which is backed by nothing, and so is all the currencies in the world. All right, it's all the currencies in the world. So that's how you need to understand this, so that you can understand where we are and why we are here. Of course, fiat money is portable and easy to use. It's not scarce. Okay, it's not scarce because they keep printing more, and there's no intrinsic value, like I've explained. There's no intrinsic value. What is cryptocurrencies? What is cryptocurrencies? You see, now all this time, by the guys, are you realizing we're not even talking about Bitcoin? All right, we're just talking about money, we're just talking about technology. We're trying to bring you closer. So Bitcoin is actually a very small aspect of blockchain. Okay, so you need to understand that Bitcoin is not blockchain. Bitcoin is not everything in crypto. Bitcoin is just the first cryptocurrency. Okay, we'll get there soon. So what is cryptocurrency? So cryptocurrency, it's a digital form of money. It's a digital form of money. It's protected by cryptography. It's protected by cryptography. Okay, cryptography. That's the name cryptocurrency came from. So cryptography, it's actually a unit in computer science. Anyone who has done computer science in the house, I'm sure you have already learned this topic called cryptography. So cryptography is a way of encrypting data. Okay, so if you're moving data from one side to the other side, it's encrypted and decrypted. So it's encrypted and decrypted through cryptography. Your WhatsApp messages, when you're sending a message to each other, no one can come in between and read them because they're usually encrypted. There's end-to-end encryption. Okay, now this encryption is called cryptography. Okay, so that's why they've really been trying to market WhatsApp as a very secure way of sending information and files. And people trust WhatsApp. Some people actually, when they are making private calls, they use WhatsApp because they believe no one can come in between and hack their phone and maybe listen to the conversation. So it cannot be duplicated or destroyed. Okay, cryptography cannot be duplicated or destroyed. Those are cryptocurrencies now. So they are distributed. Okay, they are distributed P2P network. Maybe we can talk about this later. And they are borderless. So you can spend your cryptocurrency anywhere in the world. You can use, you can talk, like wherever you travel, you don't need to keep changing money. Okay, you just need your cryptocurrencies, have a place maybe to exchange the money to your fiat money and so on. Okay, now here is Bitcoin. So what is Bitcoin? What is Bitcoin? What is Bitcoin? So Bitcoin is the first cryptocurrency. It's the first cryptocurrency. Transparent, scarce, open source, censorship resistant. So what does it mean it's transparent? So Bitcoin, as apart from Bitcoin being a money or a cryptocurrency, it's also a technology. So Bitcoin is the first blockchain. Okay, is the one which initiated the blockchain technology. So blockchain is the technology, And then Bitcoin is a unit that is used in the movement of currency from one party to another party through the technology. All right, through the technology. So when we say it is scarce, okay, what do we mean exactly? When we say it is scarce, what do we mean exactly? So when we say it is scarce, there is always the maximum supply of the particular asset. For example, Bitcoin, the maximum we can ever have is 21 millions. We'll not have more than 21 million Bitcoin in circulation. Okay, anyone can buy a fraction of a Bitcoin. But you see, the way it is being structured, it is in such a way that if you have a unit of Bitcoin, every time you keep holding that unit, okay, the value is definitely going to go up as long as the demand is high. As long as people keep demanding that particular asset and the supply is diminishing, okay, the value of that asset will always go up. No matter how we always see the volatility of cryptos, okay? Prices going up, prices going down, and so on. So if you understand the crypto economics, then you understand that if an asset is scarce in supply and there's high demand from the people, then that particular commodity will definitely go up. That's what we call crypto economics. So these are things you will learn as you do research, as trying to understand how these cryptocurrencies, the fundamentals basically of cryptocurrencies, what they entail. All right. So if we talk about Bitcoin, is the first cryptocurrency and it's transparent, it is scarce. So transparent means if I send you a Bitcoin right now, okay, you don't need to keep calling me, asking me, hey, have you sent my money? Have you sent my money? No, you don't need to keep doing that. You can just go to the Bitcoin blockchain, paste your particular address there, and you can see there is some money coming, okay? There's some money coming, or this guy has not sent. You can all tell that in the Bitcoin blockchain. And that's how blockchain is. The technology is as transparent as it is. That's why you hear people saying we need to put our land registry on the blockchain. Why? Because if land registry is put on blockchain, it enables people to be able to tell who owns what. Okay, this land you're trying to sell to me, do you really own it? Okay, and so on. That conversation started back then, and there was this task force which was set up, headed by Bitange Ndemo and Joe Musheru, to talk about how blockchain can be used by the government, okay, and so on. So of course, with government, there is slow in adoption and all that, but those are things which will come, okay, definitely. It's just a matter of time. So that's how transparency Bitcoin is all about, okay. So I can now add some few notes here. Bitcoin, of course, it's a cryptocurrency. It's protected by cryptography and can't be duplicated or destroyed. And then it's distributed, all right? It's distributed, and also it's borderless, okay? Who created Bitcoin? Who created Bitcoin? So this particular question nowadays is not important anymore. Initially, everybody, when Bitcoin started back in 2009, 2010, everybody was curious. We want to know who created Bitcoin. Hey, can he come out? You know, but for you to understand why the person who created Bitcoin is not known, okay, let's go to the details. So Satoshi Nakamoto is the pseudonymous name. Is a pseudonymous computer scientist, okay, creator of Bitcoin technology, brilliant solution for the double spend problem, and it was launched in 2009. So, and after he launched, and he disappeared, okay. So what happened is that before he launched this cryptocurrency, he put up a group of people. Let's say you just open a WhatsApp group and add people you know they understand the technology. So he added several people across the globe. Maybe there were 10, 20 people. Okay, and he was telling them, I'm creating this particular this particular technology, and he put up a white paper. Okay, you can go Google, just write this for your homework, right? Bitcoin white paper. So what you do later, you just go and type Bitcoin white paper on Google and download. It's a 9-page document. You'll get it. It tells you exactly how Bitcoin works. Now, once you read the white paper, you'll actually understand, wow, you can't even understand anything there, okay, if you're not to this level of knowledge of computer science, okay. It was a serious thing that was built with a lot of mathematics, you know, and all these. So it's a program that is being solved by complex mathematical algorithms, you know, to execute functions. So that's what I can explain. But So he opened this WhatsApp group. He was communicating to the people how the technology works. They criticized it. People are saying no here, yes, there, here. No. He could change a few things during that time. And around 2010, when everything was set and Bitcoin, everything was working, he sent a few transactions to each other and things were working. Then that's it. He left. Like, he never talked about crypto again. So you might need to understand, why was this possible? Why did he decide to disappear? So if you can trace things back, before Bitcoin, there was other currencies like DigiCash around 1995, okay, during the times of the internet. This conversation of actually creating a digital currency for the internet started way back, okay? Okay, 1990, 1993, 1993 actually, a guy by the name Adam Back, he came up with the concept of proof of work, okay, proof of work. And that particular concept, again, went unused. And around 1996, some guy by the name Nick Szabo is still alive up to now, he came up with the concept of smart contracts. All these technologies went unused, okay? But around 1995, some guys tried to create DigiCash, a digital currency to be used on the internet. But as soon as they launched, then the government, the FBI, and all those, they are on their case, okay? Where they just sophisticated their machine, and boom, that technology, rather that invention, was stopped. So if you go further to things like with other technology like music, there's this BitTorrent and so on. So all these technology which are disrupting the normal way of doing things, always there's usually governments coming to stop them. So it was necessary also for people so that the technology can work, okay, can work. So initially people were studying, were like, why did it disappear and so on? You should have stayed. We need to know is and so on. But again, the technology is working. That's what is most important, okay? People keep asking, like, if you are, whatever we have learned in school, people who invented calculus, for example, do we even know them? Okay, we have agreed that these are good mathematical formula, and let's use it, okay? So it's not important anymore, this subject of who Satoshi is. The most important thing right now is that the technology is working, and it's super, super big right now. It's a distributed database. So what is blockchain? Blockchain is a distributed database. It's a distributed database. Remember, blockchain also stores information. Okay, it stores information. So blockchain is a new way of storing, validating, and structuring data. And that's why I say now, if we put the land registry, for example, on blockchain, we are actually storing the title deeds on the blockchain. And someone can be able to trace back and say, okay, so this land you're selling to me, actually it was sold to you by Mr. Nyaga, for example, and Mr. Nyaga bought it from, so and so. You can keep tracing it back and so on, and that's how. And that's how this technology works. Okay, so it's a one-way transaction. Okay, but particular technology. So blockchain technology is a decentralized. So what does decentralization mean here? Okay, so just to make it easy for you guys to understand some of these words, decentralization is, all these systems we have are centralized. Like, for example, if you maybe you want to send some money to your friend, some M-Pesa, for example, okay, to your friend. So what you do, you go to your phone, okay, and put a phone number there. And when you now say send, actually you're telling Safaricom, can you send this money to this person? Okay. So Safaricom actually checks the phone number you have put there, and then they say, oh, okay, this is a phone number, you have enough balance, and so on, and it's sent. But what happens if Safaricom is not working? Okay. Let's say we all hear this time, oh, M-Pesa is down, M-Pesa is down. It's because once the server is compromised, then nobody can use it. But in a distributed database or in a decentralized environment, it's whereby there is no single point of failure. There are many servers across the globe. Okay, now these servers we call them nodes. Okay, so these servers can act as checkers and checkers of these transactions which are being sent and validating these particular transactions being sent. So if I use this server, if I'm sending a transaction to you, and then all of a sudden maybe the server, which is one of the server, is compromised, it does not mean that the information will stop moving. The other servers will come in and they will They will work together. And by the way, before even a server validates this as a real transaction, 50% of the servers have to agree and say, oh, okay, this is actually the real information. This is the right transaction. Let's just move. Now that happens through a very complex mechanism called consensus mechanism. So these are for those who want to dig deep in this technology, okay? But remember, for you to understand, to make money with cryptocurrency and so on, you don't need to maybe grasp all these details. People who want to dig deep. Some of you maybe can come up with your own crypto and your own blockchain, your own solution and give it to the world, you know? Anyone can do that, okay? Things have not been created. You are just beginning, okay? So what is blockchain? So blockchain, number one, I've explained, it's a distributed database, okay? It's a distributed database. Number two, it's a chain of linked blocks. So number three, a special type of ledger, okay? It's a special type of ledger, call it the digital ledger. It enables storage of money, okay, documents, all sorts of digital data. So just to let you know, guys, blockchain, money aspect in the blockchain is a very small unit of blockchain. Blockchain can do so much more as a technology. You can do so many things there. You can store, like I said, land registry. So we'll talk about use cases. A health, when a child is born, these details are already onboarded on blockchain. And actually, there's some of the things. Remember the Huduma number thing, okay? Of course, the public could just, go up in flames, Huduma numbers and so on. But basically, the Huduma number was one of those things which was preparing us to this type of technology, whereby if one digital information of an individual is just put in a database, whereby it can be accessed anywhere, okay, anywhere. And maybe if you are born, let's say a child is born and is given their Huduma number, is put on the blockchain database, then anyone, let's say another hospital, maybe the person has had an accident and so on, and someone wants to access the information or maybe their history of being treated and so on, they will just use that particular Huduma number and put it in this database, and it could tell a history quickly about them, okay? Maybe you've just been, knocked by a car, and boom, you are at the hospital. And the only thing they can see is your documents and so on. So maybe they can, if the person who's handling you at the time can just access your Huduma number, they just put it in the records and boom, it brings you a history. Oh, this person is asthmatic. This person has this issue, has this condition. So they will know how to handle you while you are unconscious at the time. Okay, they will tell about, a history of you at that time. So that's how maybe it's a shared database, like I say. So hospitals can have this particular blockchain of database of their patients, and they share across themselves, and help treat accordingly. But now, see what happens nowadays. If you go to Mata Hospital, they will only store your information in Mata, okay? And every time you visit there, they ask you, have you ever been here? Okay, show us your records and so on. Let me ask for your ID, and then put the details, and they want to see if you have been there and what you have been treated. But if you have to go to another hospital now, it's another discussion altogether. Okay, it's another discussion altogether, and they cannot be able to. They won't be able to treat you. Okay, they need a lot of information from the other place and so on. But with blockchain, it's very easy to access your information from anywhere. Now that's what blockchain can do. Okay, that's what blockchain can do. So many things. Okay, if it's really embraced by the society. So the participants don't need to trust each other. Okay, remember, the participants don't need to trust each other. You don't need to know. You don't even want to know if that hospital treated you well or not. All the information is there and is validated. And all you need to know is that the transactions there cannot be input. Like someone cannot just come and say, okay, let me just spoil the records of this particular client and say, hey, this person has cancer. Okay, but that person has cancer from where? Okay, so where was it validated that he has cancer and so on? And maybe insert that particular record in the blockchain. Then the rest of the nodes will refuse to agree with that transaction, because if you're trying, maybe, okay, let me just explain it. So if you can see on my screen here, you can see these different documents. So let's say document number 1 is Aga Khan. Document number 2 is MP Shah. Document number 3 is Mata. Document number 4 is Mombasa Hospital. Document number 5 is Rift Valley, whatever, referral hospital, and so on. So if someone has access to your document from Rift Valley Hospital and say, hey, I know this person, let me now, let me just destroy their life. Let me just insert here that they have cancer, okay? And then they just want to edit that record and poof, and agree to that record. So once they do that, that information will not be validated because it's only being entered from a single point of failure. In fact, you can see this X here. So we can assume this X is a fraudulent transaction entering the blockchain. Okay, the rest of the documents will refuse to accept it because it's not being entered validly. All right, it's not being entered validly. Anyway, these things we'll understand them more as we keep transacting. So the participants don't need to trust each other. Everyone keeps a track of balances and transactions. And what happens if someone tries to cheat the system? Like I've just explained, it will not be validated. Bitcoin versus blockchain. Bitcoin versus blockchain. So number one, blockchain, we've said, is a database. Okay, it's a database which is distributed. Also, it's a store of information. Okay, it records information. Okay, and any kind of digital data. So it can be anything: land, it can be houses, it can be anything, cars, and so on. All right, and then several use cases. Okay, so various ways to build, digital ledger and so on. Okay, what is Bitcoin? Bitcoin is a digital currency. Okay, also it's a financial asset. Okay, it's tradable. People can trade Bitcoin. You can buy low, sell high, and so on, just like gold. Okay, first and the most popular cryptocurrency. So Bitcoin is the very most popular cryptocurrency because it's the first one, it's the most trusted, and it has the biggest volume. People hold a lot of money in Bitcoin other than the other cryptocurrencies. Remember, we have over 12,000 cryptocurrencies in circulation right now. So they keep coming out almost every single day. Okay, all you need to understand is what's the value of the cryptocurrency, what problem is it solving, and so on. It's a computer software. Also, it's an open source code. Okay, it's open source code, so anyone can go and read the code and see if they can. Of course, you cannot change it, but you can see if you can implement the same in your own locality or something like that. Also, it's public and decentralized. Okay, anyone can be able to see it. Bitcoin versus fiat money. Okay, Bitcoin versus fiat money. In fact, it's cryptocurrencies versus fiat money. So number one, fiat money, we all agree, they are centralized. Okay, they are centralized. They have a central bank in place. There's always a central banking system in place. Like in Kenya, we have the CBK. In America, you have the Fed, and so on. Nigeria, we have CBN, and so on. Okay, controlled by governments. Okay, fiat money is always controlled by governments, and again, fiat money is not scarce. It's unlimited supply. It has unlimited supply. So fiat money, they keep printing money. Of course, you have heard of wash. So wash people, again, they add more money in the circulation, and of course, making the value of your money, they devalue the money in the economy. And the reason actually why you should not store your long-term wealth in the banks is because of that particular aspect. Because if you keep storing value in the banks, then you're devaluing your value. Store your value in whereby you can always grow in value with the time. Okay, with the time. Okay, so money issued by governments, we've known, it's always they keep printing more. Okay, unlimited supply. Wash guys are also printing their own money and bringing more money to circulation. What is happening to that money is creating what do you call this in economics? Inflation, right? It's creating inflation, and the money will lose value with time. Chargebacks, okay, and also inefficient, very, very inefficient. And Bitcoin is decentralized. Okay, it's decentralized. That means you're a bank of your own. If you store your value, your wealth in Bitcoin, it means you are the one who needs to know about protection. How do you protect your money? How to protect your value? How do you avoid yourself from losing that value, and so on? And nobody can come and tell you what to do. You're the one who decides what to do. Okay. If you want to move $1 million out of the country, nobody will come to tell you, hey, stop doing that. No. So that's what we mean by decentralized. And then peer-to-peer. So if you want to buy and sell We have peer-to-peer platforms like Binance peer-to-peer. Maybe we can talk a little bit about that. Binance to peer-to-peer is a platform that enables you to buy and sell cryptocurrencies with each other, okay, with each other easily, and pay each other with fiat money. You can pay with M-Pesa and so on. So for those who will open their, actually everyone has to open an account with a link which will be dropped on the chat section. I hope Mr. Nyaga, you have done that. So everyone has to open an account there. Once you open your account, the next thing you need to do is to verify your account, okay? So you verify your account, load in your ID, make sure you do up to intermediate verification, at least. If you do up to advanced, the better, but intermediate verification, at least, so that you can be able to enjoy some of these services on peer-to-peer, okay? Bitcoin is also scarce, like we talked about. The maximum supply will always be 21 million. And after that, there'll be no more supply coming through. So what will happen to the asset? The value will definitely be going up as long as people keep demanding for that particular asset. It's controlled and has limited supply. Yes, I've talked about that. Irreversible transaction. So if I send you a Bitcoin right now, there is no way I can reverse, okay? There's no way I can reverse. It's one-way transaction, okay? So if you agree to send someone Bitcoin, make sure you're in a correct frame of mind. Make sure you're in your consciousness, you have the right address and so on, so that if you send to the wrong address, you can't get it back, okay? There's no way I can report and tell people I sent money to the wrong address or to the wrong bit. On the exchange, you can be helped, but usually it's not possible. It's fast and cheap, okay? It's very fast. Send money across the globe is very fast, very, very fast using crypto, and censorship resistant, okay? Censorship resistant. So quickly, how do you do bank transfers? So Alice and Bob wants to send money to each other. So Alice is in Embu County and Bob is in Nairobi County and wants to send 50K to Bob. So he first goes to his banking app, $200 actually here. So that's 20K roughly to his banking app. And he goes to the banking app. Bank tells him, okay, for you to send Bob money, we have to charge you some fees. So we'll take some percentage from you and before Bob's receives the money. Oh, okay, sawa. Alice agrees and the bank takes the fees. And in the next maybe few minutes, Bob will have the money. But if Bob maybe is outside the country, that's a different case altogether. Bob will have to wait for 2 to 3 days or even sometimes 7 days for them to receive their money, depending which channel they're using. But what is clear is that all these banks and remittance platforms, they usually take a lot of money, they usually take a lot of money in the middle, okay? They take a lot of fees in the process, and then they take a lot of fees in the process, and by the time Bob receives his value, the value is way less, okay? So the fees are high and the processing times also is wide. So so there's some notes down here. So did you know that the worldwide remittances made up to $689 billion in 2018, and 7% would actually count for 48 billion, all right? So 7% is actually the fees for what the transfers went through. So that 48 billion, remember, it's going to companies, okay? And then did you know that in January 16th, someone paid $0.49, that's like 4 shillings or 5 shillings in Kenya, to fees to move over $1 billion in a single transaction of a Bitcoin. Do you know that? Okay. So the fees in cryptos are usually very less. And if you're sending money across to each other, it's best you use crypto if you want to run away from these banking fees. But of course, people trust the banks because they think it is safer. You can go there and complain and so on. But once you understand this technology, it can do so much more system in the blockchain technology, which we can talk about. All right, cool. I think we can take some few minutes break. And during this break, I think I can handle some questions. Mr. Nyaga, please feel free to read out the questions so that we can maybe answer, just maybe select a few questions we can talk about before we proceed to our next slide.
Guys, these are very refreshing topic, and for me, I think you are clearing a lot of doubts having and some theories. Anne had some questions that we had corrected before the session had started, because we have a group and there's a way we meet in this program. So she had taken note of certain questions. There's one question here, Mr. Mwakisha, about verification. I already shared the link. Probably maybe I think she's going to join Binance. So maybe you can be responding to that meanwhile.
Okay, cool. So she's asking about how to verify the account.
I am a victim. I lost money in a Bitcoin kind of a project that actually a guy came all the way from Croatia, if I'm not wrong.
From Russia.
Croatia.
Oh, Croatia.
I think that's Croatia. That is in Europe, right?
South
yeah, and he launched a platform. There was a platform called INEX. So, and you'd put the money there in form of Bitcoins, and it would multiply every day by a certain margin of percentage. So my wife is here also. She knows the story very well. So we went through that, and I also invested some money there, and I saw the money grow. For about 3 weeks or so, it was doing very well, and we were making good money. But later on, along the way, suddenly the thing could not execute some transactions. You could deposit, but not now. You could not withdraw. But it is starting slowly. At one time they saying the system is down, they're doing something. Later on, there was the minimum. Now the margin of money that you would withdraw again was somehow put more limitations, so you could not withdraw any money and all that. I trusted the guy because I saw he was a white man and he came all the way in Kenya. We met in high-end hotels in Kenya here with my wife and some other people we were meeting with. And we were very convinced, and he was dressed very expensively. I think you'd see the watch, you'd see the chains and all that. So finally, the thing closed down. The guy was not found, but many Kenyans had already joined. And then it left. But now there was the little thing that I saw is that there was Bitcoin being involved, that you'd really buy Bitcoin and transfer. That was my first time to open the blockchain account. So ever since I stopped that business, but then later I started seeing what they call Bitcoin mining, whereby you send money to these guys, and they say that the way they generate money is that as they exchange for other people, the profit they make, they divide between the investors. Data is back. You had Nyakenywa Gadura. We are happy to see you back. So if you're in a position to speak, please come on board. Thank you. Ask some questions. I don't know. Can you try to speak? Your microphone is muted. So, okay.
Great. Thank you. Thank you. I really apologize for the internet issues, but I'm glad I've been sorted. I had to make some calls, but now I'm well. Yes.
Good.
So yeah, I think we can get to hear the response from have the other questions been answered before I get to ask the questions that I had?
No question has been answered. We are still waiting for our guest to come back after. You can just go ahead and present the questions. I know something has been speaking you here and there, but you can pick the question that you had collected earlier and try to ask our guest.
Okay, thank you. I think basically I can see also we have someone who's asked about risk. So I'll majorly focus on that, what are the risks that are there in terms of security? How is one guaranteed, especially in terms of risk and the challenges that are there? That would really be something that I'd love for it to be mentioned, for us to get some wisdom on that section. So especially I'll major on the security, because you might be willing. And again, I like how he's encouraged us on, before investing, you need to learn. This is not just something you just decide to go directly into. So there's also that aspect of how do you get to be updated on the things that you need to be currently reading about, the current trends. Where do you get this kind of information for you to be equipped with the knowledge, so that even if you're already on board, you can be able to keep updating yourself with the knowledge. So that also can be an area I would really love
Yeah,
to.
that's very, very important. Actually, I would also insist on that, that it's good to have sufficient information, do some good research on authentic platforms. And I know our guest will be dropping his maybe contact where he can be reached. So before you jump into these currency transactions and investments. Thank you for insisting on that.
Yeah. And also I forgot the capital. As you know, we are getting into this, how much, let's say the minimum amount that one needs to invest, the amount that one can start with. Basically, I'm just asking from, let's assume I'm new to this, I just need the basic knowledge when you talk. Yeah,
Well,
so if you
maybe
could,
let's put
yeah,
it in a Kenyan way. How long can
yes,
you take there with Bitcoins?
amen.
Because that is what most
Yes.
of us we are thinking of becoming billionaires possibly by the end of November. So uh, maybe we need to invest something to, and I don't know, let him just navigate around that and tell us.
Yes.
Go on, please.
I think those, those two could do for me perfectly.
Our guest should know that this crypto thing makes it of us to think like it's the easy leeway to become a billionaire, probably within, if not an overnight, in a month or two, you are good. You are making good money. And we hear a lot of rumors that many politicians engage in, they can be able to get more money to run their politics and all that. So I don't know, maybe let him clear this to us so that we can be able to understand maybe what other processes should be taken in terms of amount of investment. Is it something that somebody with 1,000, or maybe because we've got some other internationals, $10 or maybe $50, that's like 5,000. Is it something that somebody can start? And about locking that, and for how long does it yield the profit that maybe somebody would want?
Let's wait for our guest to come on board so that he can help answer the questions.
Those questions, would it be good that you type them there, probably, so that when he comes, he's able to refer to them. And also, guys, if you want to join the startup guide, the link is here. So you're welcome. I'm leaving our moderator to engage you, Mwakisha.
Okay. I hope you can hear me now clearly.
Very much clearly, and they're looking very.
But it's all good. Thank you so much. So I have had a lot of things. Quickly before Mr. Nyaga, you jump off. When did you invest in that cryptocurrency?
That was the year 2018.
2018, huh? Okay. Yeah. To bring you into context, do you know the date? Roughly the month, the period?
Yeah, the period, eh?
Mm-hmm.
The month of September, August,
March,
September, around there. August, September, around there.
Okay, cool.
Yes.
Okay,
yes.
Great. So I just want us to start with that particular question because it's a very, very important thing to answer a few things. So number one, I like to insist that cryptocurrency is not a get-rich-quick scheme. Absolutely not. You cannot get rich in 1 month, 2 months. Why? It's not, okay? You will actually lose more money than you think you'll gain in crypto, okay? But what will make you gain money is time, okay? It's time. So I would like to explain this in a bit of a detailed so that we can all just understand it. So let me share my screen quickly and then go to So I want to show you something, guys, which I also like you to be taking a bit seriously, or you can be taking time to be going through this. So this is called coin market cap. So coin market cap is a place where you can come and check all the cryptocurrency prices and the projects which you can invest in. Okay, so for example, the number one is always Bitcoin. Bitcoin is the most valuable currency. There's so much information you can check here. You can check the price right now as we speak. It's 42,000. For those who are hearing Bitcoin price for the first time, please write this price down. That I learned about Bitcoin when price was at 42,268, and then keep monitoring this price on a daily basis. Also, you can maybe say the top 10 coins you see here. Bitcoin, Ethereum. Okay, Tether, it's a USDT stable coin, so forget about Tether. Right, ADA, right, Binance coin, it's called BNB. It was at $344 and so on. Ripple, it was almost $1 and so on. Or Solana, 138, and so on. At least you see here, and the Dogecoin 0.1. And then you write them down. You can actually go even to top 20. Okay, no worries about that. You can go up to top 20 because there's still some very good coins here. Now, once you write this down, the next thing is to be monitoring these prices, maybe on a weekly basis, okay, but at least twice or thrice a week. Or for those who want to make it serious, you can even be checking daily. Us guys, we check every day. Okay, when we wake up, we just check the Bitcoin position for maybe the cryptos you have. And then once you start checking that on a constant basis, it will give you the rough idea of how the market goes. Okay, so Bitcoin price. I'm just assuming, Mr. Nyaga, if you're still on the call, how much do you roughly invest? Because I want us to use your case study so that we can understand something.
About 85,000 Kenya shillings.
Let's just assume it was $1,000. Okay. Now this is Bitcoin chart. Okay, Bitcoin chart. All 18, the highest price of Bitcoin had gone was roughly 17,000, but pulled down so much, and the lowest price at the time was roughly $3,500. Okay, I am. You put your money in that company. Bitcoin price was roughly $4,000. Okay, $4,000. So if maybe that specific time, you knew exactly how to buy Bitcoin, and you bought Bitcoin worth, if you bought Bitcoin at this time, it could have been one Bitcoin. Okay, one Bitcoin, one full Bitcoin. If you bought one Bitcoin, you could have spent maybe 400,000 or almost 400,000 or roughly 500,000 because of the exchange rate. And you could have bought one Bitcoin at this time, okay, at this time. But now then today now, it's when maybe you're learning how to sell your Bitcoin. You just bought your Bitcoin and stored it in your wallet. Now you can even store it in your blockchain wallet. That of course, for us, we will tell you to store it in Binance because this education is from Binance. But whatever wallet you choose to store your crypto, it is up to you, okay? Now, you stored your crypto at that time, and then today, as we speak, we can see Bitcoin prices at what price? Okay, we see the price is at 42,800 and
yes,
800 and what is that? Yeah, 839. All right, 839. That's the price of Bitcoin as we speak. So if you bought one Bitcoin at this time, how much money have you made already? Okay, how much money have you made? Almost 3 million Kenyan shillings. Okay, if you bought at 2018 and sold today, remember the highest price Bitcoin had gone was 65,000, almost 63. The highest price it went, that is like 4 months ago, to around March, April, you could have made roughly almost 5 million. Okay, and maybe your profit was from. Now you can see this is time, my friend. This is time. Holding an asset up to 2021, that is 4 years holding, and this is a long time, okay? Because and between that, what happened? Bitcoin even went as low as almost 3,000. Oh, sorry, this is 2019 when Bitcoin went. It went as low as, I think, 3,000 during Corona. There was a crash. So if you bought here and then prices crashed here, most of the time people start panicking and then they sell. Okay. Now, then price start going up and so on, and then now you can now decide to sell. Now, if you buy like around here, there's a lot of volatility. Prices are just not so, like right now we can see prices are 42. Just recently they are 44. So that volatility is meant to, it shakes people. So some people feel like, oh, this thing is crashing and so on and so on. But in the real sense, is usually how the market works. That's why I'm insisting. Let us now start by this. All of us, let me just even share this CoinMarketCap link here. Okay, CoinMarketCap link, so that we can all start following these prices. Now, it's from understanding the prices, then that's how you can be able to how cryptos work, because crypto is not about like what you guys are saying. We have a platform whereby we start about you knowing what to do on your own. Now, that is Nyakinyo. She asked about risk, challenges, and security. Okay, so the most important thing here to know is that risk is when you don't know something. Risk comes if you don't have an understanding of a particular thing, or if you are putting your money into something and you don't understand it, that is the risk. That is the biggest risk you can put yourself in. And then I would like also to specify that security is key. So security is it's how to secure your account. So for the first places to start investing in your crypto, I think the best for many people is usually the exchange, like Binance. You just open your account with Binance, you buy your Bitcoin there, and then you invest it in there. Remember also, you can buy fractions of Bitcoin. You don't need to buy a whole Bitcoin like I've just demoed.
Okay.
Million Kenyan shillings. You can buy even Bitcoin for 10,000 Kenyan shillings. But remember, there are also many other assets there. Okay, I've shown you how to check these other assets. Keep checking their prices. Ethereum, roughly, right now is actually at $3,000, almost thereabout, 3,005, thereabout, But you can buy fractions. You can buy Bitcoin, Ethereum, or any other crypto with the little money you have, like 10,000 Kenyan shillings, 5,000 Kenyan shillings, and that's where you should start. You should start with money which which when you lose, you'll not feel the pinch. It will help you now understand more. That is good. And then now security, of course, when you have an account with the exchange, for example. So exchange are usually banks in this particular ecosystem. So Binance is like digital bank. Okay, it's a digital bank. So when you have an account there, you buy your crypto there. It's like now you're storing money in a traditional banking system. Because what happens with this digital bank, they help you. You see, that's why you do KYC. You verify your account and so on, so that people can verify they are real people. So you're opening a real account, like in a bank and a normal banking system. So when you're you can talk to. There are people you can always ask questions. In case there's any problem, you can in those particular things. And then so I will love you guys maybe how to buy on P2P. Those are other forums. So yes, we can create localized groups, okay? But personally, for everyone, because I'm dealing with a very big community across Africa. So I will not be available. What I'll be telling you guys is to join the existing groups. You can group from now. Let's start a group. In fact, we can start a group of crypto. But what I can tell you, there are other groups which are there, whereby people usually share this information, but people don't share so much again. People usually share what they think all the time. But the most important information is when it is shared, how to go and research it yourself. Because every time someone is sharing information, they always say, do your own research. I'm not a financial advisor. Me too. Even Binance is not a financial advisor in this game. So we are just telling you how to know, what to look at, what not to look at. But we'll not tell you, this is it. This is where you're going to make money. Invest now on this one, it will make you rich. No, we don't do that in crypto. It's not guaranteed. Cryptos are not guaranteed assets. We usually state that clearly so that people can understand that it's a risky venture, okay, and okay, rewards. Again, I would like to insist that, like, when you start investing, start small. Start with that 1,000, okay? Start with that 5,000. See how it goes, okay? But keep monitoring these prices on a constant basis. Understand how these prices move. Understand the market. Understand when the market is going up, that is where now you should actually be selling. But when the market is going down, that's where you should be buying more. You see, that's how every asset goes. But mostly, you see, when market is going up, that's when most people jump into these cryptos and stuff. So there is no guarantee. There's no people telling you what to do usually. It's you to have that information yourself and using that information to help yourself out, all right? And most of the information is not someone telling you what to do. It's you agreeing to yourself and deciding this is the right thing to do. That's what this crypto is all about. So decentralized, everybody is given information, but you make decisions on your own. You don't make decisions based like, I had Mwakisha saying that actually in a platform. I think now goes down and say, it's Mwakisha who said this coin is going down. I'm going to sue Mwakisha. No. Me, when I say things, we always say, I'm not a financial advisor. Do your own research. That's how we keep saying in this crypto space, so that everybody can take responsibility of their own money. But scams, they tell you, come put your money here. You'll become a millionaire like in 1 year. This is how much money you'll make in 1 year, you know, and that's how people lose a lot of money. So thank you, Mr. Nyaga, very much for sharing that story. At least it validates exactly, you know, what these scams are all about and how they dress themselves and how they bring themselves to us, and that's how they rob a lot of our money. Updates, trends, and top news. So this one, again, into Binance Telegram group here. There are many guys there, Kenyans. They usually talk a lot, but also it's very important to just make sure you follow. Let's say, for example, you invest in a coin like Binance coin, for example. If you buy Binance coin, it's very important to understand what is this coin all about. All these coins, by there you see here, are solving a particular problem. Okay, so what is that problem they are solving, and what is it that you can for example, Cardano. What is Cardano all about? Why is Cardano number 4? Why is it that if you buy, it's at $2? What is its potential? What is its supply? You know, what is circulating supply, and what is the 24-hour trade volume? So you need to understand. Binance coin is here. What is Binance coin all about? These are other topics you guys can learn on your own. You just come and click here, and you can learn so much about the project. Okay, no one can really you know, take you to class to learn these things. You just come, do your own research, understand all these things. And this information, like I said, you'll not get it today. Okay, actually, I was not to come to this slide. It's only from the questions which you guys have brought that had shown me that I need to bring it here. Let me now quickly finish the last slide, because it's about mining, and I think that's a subject Mr. Nyaga wanted to learn. To learn. So, am I okay up to that?
Yes, thank you.
Anything you want to say?
Thank you. No, you can proceed to the last slide.
Yeah, let me proceed quickly to the last slides so that we can conclude, and then we now see what to do. Okay, so what is Bitcoin mining? Okay, what is Bitcoin mining? Let's learn about cryptocurrency wallet, also about security. We'll talk about it there. Binance ecosystem, and also the academy. Okay, so Binance Bitcoin mining. So mining is the process of adding transaction on the blockchain, and miners verify and validate new blocks. So long time ago, when crypto was starting, people could mine with simple laptops like the one I have here. Okay, you just plug your laptop into some machine, and then it could help you mine some Bitcoins by making your machine become a validator of transactions. But as Bitcoin network grows, what happens is that there is a lot of power which is involved in this process of mining. So nowadays, usually mining is it's a process which is extremely complex, and it requires super big machine. So the bigger the machine you have, and the more power you have, it is for you to do. Because the network was mine with normal laptops and normal power, which you have normal power supply. But the truth of the matter is, right now, to do any mining like that, you need a lot of infrastructure. So that's why the big fish, and some countries like Russia and China, they're investing in mining, Bitcoin mining and cryptocurrency. Have some supply of power like nuclear power and so on. Those are things one cannot afford. So what is happening is that some companies now, also some scams companies, they package themselves as mining company, where they tell you now, we can help you plug into this mining. So all you need to do is put your money here and buy a share of this particular mine, and you'll be getting some of the Bitcoins as they get mined. Yes, they can give you. We had this company called BitClub Network. BitClub Network was a company started in 2014, and it was actually doing the real mining, okay, for a while. But they now started becoming greedy and started involving the public to help them do mining. So they came up with a structure where people can buy shares of those mines, and they paid for a while. They lasted for almost 4 or 5 years, okay. But at 2017, now we started warning people, telling people this company actually is not even on the mining rigs. You can check the official miners in a blockchain network. You can check that information. Blockchain is a very open source information. Everyone can come and verify things. So people now, when started warning people, people now had put their money there. Now it was locked, so you could not withdraw. I don't know, you need to have shares, I don't know, for 3-4 years, and so on and so on. So eventually, of course, that company crashed, and it lost people money. So the truth of the matter is, do not use these intermediaries, these people who come in between telling you we can do it for you. Okay, if you want to do mining, go buy your own infrastructure. It's very expensive. So it's something I keep telling people, you don't need to think about mining as an individual. It's not worth it. Go buy your own Bitcoin, because for you to buy, like, let's say, a mining machine, it costs you almost $500,000, $1 million. Why don't you just buy Bitcoin and hold it in your wallet? You see, if Mr. Nyaga, let's say, at that time could have bought a real Bitcoin at the time and held it in his wallet, the man could have doubled, could be at least $1 million as we speak. Okay, but he couldn't have lost the money someone else. So basically, that is quick about mining. I don't want to go into the details of mining. It's a very complex infrastructure. It uses a lot of algorithm. Okay, so we don't need to go into details about that. So let's talk about wallets. Okay, let's talk about wallets. So a wallet is a tool that is used to interact with the blockchain network, whereby it is a wallet can be an app. Okay, it can be a hot wallet or a cold wallet. I'll talk about that. So it's a place where you store your cryptocurrencies. So we have wallets like, web wallets, desktop wallets, and mobile wallets. So also have hardware wallets. Paper wallets, not really. We know not so much so common nowadays, but you talk more of hardware wallets and soft wallets. So what is this? What does this really mean? Okay, what does this really mean? So a wallet is a place, like I said, where you store your cryptocurrencies off exchanges. So if you open an account with an exchange, that's a centralized platform whereby you're saving your crypto in an exchange. And of course, for you to store your cryptos in an exchange, it's very important to trust that that particular ecosystem is valuable. All right, it's there. Like Binance being the biggest exchange, it has put a lot of security around, a lot of insurance, for every investor's money and all that. But again, if you're storing cryptos for long term, it's always advisable to store them outside an exchange or outside a centralized platform. Okay, so that's why now you need to understand how to have a wallet and secure your private keys and all that. That's a real topic for another day. But for now, guys, because you guys are totally new to this space, just start with exchange. You can always go there and buy cryptocurrency there. Okay, and then remittances. Okay, so blockchain use cases, of course, we have talked about how you can send money across the globe, supply chain, healthcare, and so on. Other use cases, we have charity, dApps, gaming, governance, identity management, Internet of Things, and so on. All these, of course, are use cases, which maybe, you guys can take time and keep understanding as time goes. So blockchain to do, this supply chain and so on. There's also specific cryptocurrency which are really solving this problem. Cryptocurrency like VeChain, for example, it's solving this problem of moving value across. Let's say you're importing cars that particular cryptocurrency to do that. So if you trust such a particular cryptocurrency and you understand exactly what it is doing, and you see the potential of it solving that particular problem for supply chain, then you can invest in such a currency and say, I know in the next 5 years, if this currency is adopted fully, it will have gone high in value, you see. So that's how to understand these cryptos. And it's nothing like you investing in some company and so on and telling you, I don't know what, okay? So that I hope is very clear. Healthcare, I've talked about it, okay? This particular database which can be shared across, okay? These medical records shared across the healthcare system, okay? Centralized databases and so on. Blockchain healthcare, you know, so customized, accessible, and transparent and all that. Let me talk about Binance now. Okay, let me talk about Binance as we wind up. So Binance, as I said, it's a company, okay, which is focused in growing this particular industry. On its own, Binance was started in 2017 as an exchange, but in July 2017 by a gentleman by the name Changpeng Zhao. So Changpeng Zhao is a Chinese based in Canada. He's a Canadian Chinese, and he's very influential in crypto. So if you want to follow him also, that's another person you can follow online and follow what he keeps talking about. Those are called influencers, and follow their conversation so that you keep understanding what they're doing. That is C and Z. Okay, so his name is been briefed as CZ. We don't like the name is too complex. Changpeng Zhao is a bit complex for many. So we type C and Z. If you want to search him on Twitter, is CZ_Binance. You'll get him on Twitter. Even just type CEO for Binance on Google, you'll be able to see his details. He's been featured in Forbes as one of the richest people in the world and so on, and he's very focused in growing this space. So the motto for Binance is simple: spreading the freedom of money, and expanding the blockchain industry. That is simple. So what are some of the companies, or rather affiliates of Binance? So we have Binance Exchange, like we've talked about. You guys are going to interact with that particular part. And then we have Binance Academy, okay, Binance Charity Foundation. We have Binance Info. So Binance Charity, Binance has built a school in Uganda, a primary school in Uganda already. So government of Uganda, through the president, at some point they had a talk with the Binance CEO and to set up a company there and all that. And so it is through, I think, those particular conversations that has enabled them to build a school in Uganda. We have other things like Binance Labs. So Binance supports people who are building, especially in Africa. We have a lot of knowledge, people who want to build things, but they don't have the knowledge. So recently, actually last year, the CEO had given $1 million to start these Binance Labs, to support developers, to train them and develop them and help them become, to understand how to build this particular crypto projects on Binance Smart Chain. So Binance have what you call Binance Smart Chain. It's a blockchain for Binance for building projects and so on. We have Binance Launchpads, okay, and Binance Research. We also have Trust Wallet. So Trust Wallet is a decentralized wallet. Those who want to try it out, you can try. But remember, there is the 12 keys, the 12 phrases, 12 seed phrases. Those are what you call the private keys. So make sure you save them somewhere, because if you lose those phrases and you lose your device, that's why I'm saying for now, just start with the exchange. It's simpler. When you start understanding how to use decentralized wallets, then you can now understand how to store your private keys and how to access them in case maybe you lose your device or you change your device, you go to another device and so on. Okay. And that's about it. So Binance Academy, I would encourage actually, I'll post the link here for the Binance Academy so that you guys can now take time to start reading and understanding. There's a lot of materials there. What is Bitcoin? What is all these? You can always take your time and learn all these things. To wrap it up, I think we've talked about all these. I don't think we need to go further to that. Let me know if you have any questions.
Wow, hey, that was really insightful.
Yeah, I know that was mind-blowing to most of you. Nobody expected that this blockchain thing looks like this, and there's so much information. Actually, I believe, like I told you, I'll believe most of you after you leave this class will be more confused than you came in. So I know that's where we are. We're a bit confused. You know, that is not a get rich quick. You really have to have a lot of knowledge. Okay, really a lot of knowledge. So I actually would like to advise you guys to keep digging. There's a lot to learn. Okay, start with the links that I've shared. Start slowly, no pressure. You better even wait like, you know, for 2 to 3 years. No, not for two, except for some time, basically, before, instead of investing and you invest wrongly, or, you know, or make mistakes. So, but for now, at least you have learned the right way of investing is to make sure your Binance account is verified. Learn how to buy crypto on P2P. Okay, you buy using M-Pesa. We have a lot of videos we have recorded online already. Follow Binance Academy and Binance YouTube channel. You can always learn a lot of things. We keep sharing, keep teaching step-by-step guides on how to do such things. And people, please, everybody here needs to learn these things now. Okay, it's very important. It's urgent, actually. We have learned all this knowledge like 5 years ago. But now, because it didn't take time to learn now and learn seriously, okay, so that you can also help other people. Because if you don't take time to learn, also when you're asked, what is this crypto, what is these things, you will not be able to tell anyone what it is. So learn so that you also save someone else from being scammed, so that you keep telling the right information. Also save yourself from getting knowledge. I'm more focused on young people. Young people are really making a lot of money in this crypto. They really understand it faster. And those who are doing the right thing, especially the P2P merchants in Binance, they're making a lot of money. Those who now supply, the cryptocurrency there for people to buy, they make good money with the margins they put there for trading. Okay, so there's a lot of opportunities. If you don't want to become a developer, like for you to make money in crypto, by the way, you don't need to understand so much information like what I've just said. Okay, some people don't even know what blockchain is, but they understand how to make money in crypto. Okay, and it's not about MLM. It's not about bringing more people so that you make money. Nothing like that. Okay, just know that it's nothing like that. It's just about you having information that will help you make money for yourself. Yes. Any last questions? Anne?
We have a question from Judy. She's currently,
Okay.
she says that she's experienced some challenges while creating her Binance account. Maybe you could let us know where can she find help? Is it on the socials or?
Okay. So what's the challenge? We can address it here quickly. What's the exact challenge? So just use an email and a password. Your password should be a very strong password. It should have at least a capital, should have at least one number, and it should have a special character. Okay, and then make sure the rest of the digits can either be small letters or capital letters, but at least there should be a capital number, capital number, a number, a numeric, and also a special character, and at least 8 characters long. Okay, just a secure password. Once you create your password, the next thing to do is to, once you finish actually creating your account on using the link, just download the app. Okay, just download the app on the Google Store or Play Store, and then fill in your details there and log in. Then you can verify your account from the app. I think it's a bit complex verifying from the web link. So just go to the app and verify your account from the app. Verification is very simple. Load your ID, okay, both sides, front and back. Take a selfie of yourself, and you do what we call facial verification, okay, whereby, you know, the artificial intelligence asks you to move your head around, up, down, and so on and so forth. So that is artificial. That is now doing the account verification. So you should at least attain intermediate level of verification. So and then make sure when you are verifying your account or you're taking photos of yourself, even the picture of your ID, you should do it in a very clear place. Okay, they should be in a very clear environment. There should be enough lighting, and also the photo of your ID should be very clear. Your phone should be clear. Don't do it in a dark place. Don't put papers behind. The background should be very clear, and so on. I think once you follow such simple steps, you'll be able to verify your account easily. Any other question?
Thank you. Also, I'd just like to highlight there's great feedback that we've gotten from Joseph Dongo, who says, thank you. He thanks you for the tools and the knowledge. And also Jennifer has given a great comment. She says, this session has sparked my interest. I will definitely do more research. I had an idea about what cryptocurrency and blockchain is, but I never went beyond that. Amazing.
Thank you. Thank you
Indeed,
so
people
much.
have gotten so much wisdom and knowledge from this session. Yeah.
I believe so too. And I would like to share the Binance Academy link. Let me do that quickly so that for name again. The one who says she wants to.
Judy. Pardon, who says?
The one who says she wants to do more research. Let me share a link there. No, of course, not for only for her, but for anyone else who want to learn more. You can start with Binance Academy. It's a free access. There's a lot of materials there. You can learn a lot about DeFi. You can learn about other things. So I've shared the Binance Academy link on the chat box. These are links I've shared. So I've shared this one. I've also shared the CoinMarketCap website where you can be checking the cryptocurrencies which are in the market, and always focus on top 100. For you to invest first, just look at the top 100. Also check where you can get them. Most of them are usually listed in Binance because Binance is a big exchange already. But in case you don't find it in Binance, just learn where you can get it. But at least this is where you should get yourself started. Okay. So any other question? Any other question?
There's the one question from Joseph. Maybe he says,
she's asked about the data mining, about the mining of crypto. Okay, all this information you can get them on Binance Academy. So just go to Binance Academy. There's a place for search. You can search whatever topic you want to learn. If it's about DeFi, nowadays we have things to do with NFTs. Okay, we have things to do with DeFi, which is decentralized finance. So NFT is like artwork, which people who are in art and music. Those are places you can, create blockchain and people. So you need to know how to liquidate it in normal currencies. So those are things you just need to learn and have an understanding for yourself. Okay.
Great. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Thank you. Thank you very much. Indeed, this is mind-blowing. Just like you said, gotten to learn so many things.
Yeah,
thank
absolutely.
you. Yeah. So we invite our director, Mr. Kenneth, to help us wind up. Yeah. And thank you very much, Mr. Mwakisha.
Thank you so much too for your time today. Let me actually.
Very nice. So thank you, Mr. Mwakisha. You've really poured it very, very willingly and very generously. So on behalf of this team and those who have left area, just want to say thank you so much for your time. This is an investment to us. I believe this session, this is not the end. I feel like we need you again. So we'll get feedback from the people, and please, just in case we call you again, please come.
If you call me again, I need to see more people. I need to see like
yeah,
like 1,000 people in this forum. So make sure you guys learn and tell people, more people.
I know these people wanted to come and see whether this thing is still real and all that, and I'm sure they will spread the word. So we'll organize for another one, and we can say that the attendance was fair.
Yeah, it's
more than many that you've been doing. The retention was very, very nice. People have really waited, and you know very well these online things. People are very impatient sometimes. So thank you, Mwakisha.
So most of the conversations in crypto usually happen on either Telegram or Twitter. It's very hard to find Instagram, with crypto conversations. So mostly they happen on Telegram or Twitter. So like I said, I think I'll share with you the Binance Kenya Telegram group, but also guys feel free to create your own WhatsApp group as well. And you can add me there. I can always be inviting you for some of the maybe events that we are doing, which you can learn. Yeah.
So there being no other business, I just want to, guys, it was such a privilege to have this. This is a very resourceful guy. Yeah. So when they search your name, Mwakisha Maghanga, they'll find you. You are muted.
Let me type my Twitter handle, and yeah,
Yes.
I think it will help you for anyone who is searching me. Also on Telegram, I use the same handle. So let me type it on the chat section right now.
Yes, please. And guys, you are free to share your contacts, not telephone numbers, please. Maybe LinkedIn accounts and any other. Mwakisha has already sent it there at Mwakihanga. Please, you need to see that name. Don't just listen to what I'm mentioning. And
That's correct. At Mwakiganga, that's a
I'm
combination
having
of
a little Embu accent, so and I don't know which tribe is that one.
That's from the
It's
coast.
good. So you guys from the coast, yeah, I was suspecting that. So to see all of you guys. And thank you to Nyakinwa Gadura, our moderator. Nyakinwa Gadura is the acting co-director of Startup Bride Embu chapter. So she's a great lady. And maybe you can also tell us what you do, because you have the chance now as other people leave, and probably mention about the Google Digital Skills Mentorship Program that we are running currently, so that those who would want to join the program can also join it, because it's free of charge as you dismiss people. And thank you, all of you. I hope to see you soon. We'll be sending a survey link, so please let's hear your feedback. Most of you have already maybe received it already. And then we'll be calling you back again next month for another exciting time. So thank you, guys. Welcome, Anne, and dismiss us.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Indeed, today was such a great session. I mean, we've been here for such a long time and still people are still on the call. This is good. This is really amazing. Thank you so much, Mwakisha, and thank you also, Mr. Kenneth, for giving me this opportunity. Just like you said, currently I'm a digital skills mentor and coach. I coach the business people, entrepreneurs, small and medium-sized businesses on the opportunities in the digital world. Basically, helping them grow their businesses online as well as their sales.